Well, for the past several months, I've been working on a special project examining the growing influence of Christian nationalism in America. If you're not familiar, Christian nationalism is an ideology rooted in the belief that our country was founded as a Christian nation and that our laws and institutions should reflect Christian values. In the lead up to my hour-long documentary this weekend, we're going to bring you a preview of what you'll see, starting off with the assassination of Charlie Kirk last year. Experts say it was a pivotal moment for the movement and an occasion where the tragedy of his loss unified Christian nationalists and the Trump administration as they honored him. September 21st, 2025.
America is a nation in grief, a nation in shock, and a nation in mourning. Charles James Kirk was heinously murdered.
That young man, I forgive him.
Charlie Kirk, a conservative activist and prominent Christian nationalist, was assassinated. It became a rallying call for those who believed in his message.
Our greatest evangelist for American liberty became immortal.
And it was a call to action.
My charge to all of you, put Christ at the center of your life as he advocated for giving his.
Memorial service was one of the most potent examples of the shift in our culture that we're experiencing right now, where a large segment of American Christians are being activated by these ideas, radicalized by these ideas that say that they are the persecuted ones and that they need to stand up for Christians' rights.
Yeah, I think we need to stand up for Christians' rights. Welcome to the J.J. Carrell Show. Are we to believe that CNN is going to do a incredible positive piece on Christians, Christian nationalists? And we know what Christian nationalists. I believe I'm a Christian nationalist, and I have no problem, zero. But they're going to use that as a derogative and slanderous term against us. You see how arrogant the people like CNN and Fox News and all of them, well, they think that the nation was founded on Christian ideals and the laws should reflect that. Sweetheart, I know that you're dumb as a stump and your daddy or mommy knew somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody that was on Epstein's list, and that's how they kind of moved you into a position where you did months-long study on Christian nationalism. Sweetheart, our nation was founded by white, European, Christian settlers. Our founding fathers absolutely believe that our nation was founded, settled, created by divine providence. If you look at all the writings of our founding fathers, they all admit the only way that they got a constitution passed was because of divine providence. Everyone thinks that 50-something people came together and these group of men all got along, all shared all the same values and ideals and what a country should be. No, there was massive infighting, massive conversations and disagreements, and they said the only reason that this document was created and created so beautifully was because of divine providence. For all you atheists, agnostics, and absolute morons, the divine power is God. Why was the United States of America thrusted into prominence almost overnight? Because of God. Absolutely. And everyone that is a Christian nationalist believes that. And do you see how they try to make Christian nationalism, Christian patriots, that we're the bad guy? We're the, and if you want to really know, they just didn't put this other adjective in there, the white Christian nationalist. And let's go back again and again and again. I have to say this. It was white Christian settlers. The United States of America, what we're looking at today in this cesspool of diversity is an anomaly. America was never like this. Never. As late as or as early as the 1970s, 90% of our population was white. The other 10% were black. Again, they didn't even count Hispanics and Asians. They were so few of them that they didn't even put a percentage to them. And we're all supposed to believe that we're supposed to be some other hodgepodge nation that these morons decided that we should become? No one voted for it. Do you read in the history books where there was a vote on the House and the Senate and the president signed it that we're going to make white people the minority in our own country? Do you know how many politicians would won? Or you know how many politicians would be put out and hung on the state capitol steps? All of them, if they came out and said that. None of our fathers, our grandfathers, and our great-grandparents, none of them would ever imagine the idea that we're going to eradicate white people and call them vile names and blame them for everything. Instead, we should be celebrating. We should have White History Year. But we don't. We have segregated special months for everyone else. Look at how absurd it is. I had the president, the greatest president in the history of the United States of America, the indispensable man, has to share a birthday with all the other presidents, with Bill Clinton, with LBJ, the drunk, the communist. Obama, Biden, but he can't have a birthday by himself or a holiday for himself. No, we save those for very, very, very important people, like the guy that likes to had a lot of orgies and was a communist and didn't believe in the divinity of Jesus Christ. Well, that would be Martin Luther King. I'm going to show you today the demonization of whites and what our country and our culture has become. And this is intentional, strategic, purposeful. They plan this out. And we are living in the last days of the destruction of the United States of America. Outside a revolution that will be horrific, we will die a slow death. We may be called the United States of America, but we will never be the United States of America again. That's not hyperbole. That's just some dude, me, telling you what the truth is. Boy, you just can't make this up. And I want you to understand, when you start talking about the hatred of white people, there is no hiding the hatred of white people. And understand that is a minority belief in the hatred of white people, to include Jews who do not believe they are white. Just make sure while we're watching this with a lot of Hollywood people who are Jewish, understand that Christian nationalism is an absolute affront and threat to everything they believe in. They believe in mutilating children. They believe killing babies in the womb. They believe in transgender. They believe in the amoral sexual perversion. They believe in no God. They are not what we created our country for. They are not. We, the white Christian nationalists in mass, to include blacks and Hispanics, we are dying because we have bent the knee to the most vile and the most mentally ill people in our society.
Be a minority, and that's great.
Whites will not be the majority. I mean, it's an exciting transformation of the country. It's an exciting evolution and progress of our country.
We are going to be a white minority very, very soon. I'm okay with that.
If things are so bad, as you say, with the white working class, don't you want to get new Americans in?
America is going to look very different in 100 years. You're not going to be able to tell you're black, you're white, you're Hispanic, you're Puerto Rican, whatever. It's going to be very complex, and I think ultimately that's going to be good.
White Americans feel that they're losing their country, they're losing ownership of the country, and they're right. In the end, they are not the future.
For the first time in American history, the number of white people went down.
White population is declining for the first time in history in America.
White people will not be the majority in the country anymore.
This will be the first generation ever in American history in which whites will be a minority.
Treason to whiteness is loyalty to humanity.
To abolish whiteness is to abolish white people.
White people are committed to being villains in the aggregate, right? We got to take these motherfuckers out.
Was it or was it not the duty of every good revolutionary to kill all newborn white babies?
We have to kill white people.
When do we start killing white people?
I don't want to say we need to go start killing all white folks, but it's like, but maybe.
When we say we want to kill whitey, we don't really mean we want to kill whitey, we do.
We have to exterminate white people off of the face of the planet to solve this problem.
White people! An unrelenting stream of immigration. Non-stop. Folks like me who are Caucasian of European descent will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
That's a source of our strength. I'm going to leave that guy up there. Look at the other guy sitting next to him. That's Alejandro Mayorkas. The naturalized citizen from the communist nation of Cuba. You can't make this shit up. When guys like me get called all the vile names, which I've been had since 1990s, high school, college, being a white guy on the border in the Southwest. It's because I'm from the South. Born in Massachusetts, but grew up in the South. That's why I play these videos. Not to fill time, but to prove my point. You hate me because I'm a big, white, strong Christian man that does not give two shits about how you or anyone else feels about me. I am not the bad guy. And I'm going to show you videos to prove my point. It's not a bunch of white people defending me. I have a bunch of white people on there talking about, mainly they were Jews, talking about how much they hate and want to kill white people. And then I want to show you blacks and minorities and immigrants that say, I want to kill whitey. And you the left, you the progressive lunatics in our country, expect me to keep my mouth shut. You don't even hide it. There's no like backdoor, backroom discussions and meetings about killing whitey. You come right out and say, I want to kill all the honkies in America. And then you expect big, strong, white Christian men like me to just be quiet. I'm not going to be quiet. Maybe the gutless bastards that are white and impotent and cowardly, maybe they'll do that. I'm not. And I don't care if I'm the only one. I know I'm not the only one. And I know there's millions of men like me. Millions. But let's just say that I was the only one. Well, then I'm going to be the only one. I don't live in a bubble. I don't just sit here and talk to myself all day and read things and go, oh, yeah, let's prove that you're right. I'm constantly means testing. I'm constantly looking at the world and saying, okay, Let's not look at it through your lens. Let's look at it from another lens. Let's look at it for a black man, Hispanic. Let's look at it through Alejandro Mayorkas, who's a little twit. Let's look at through their eyes. We showed Joe Biden. Let's look at through the eyes, the lens of a corrupt pedophile. Let's look through it. Let's try to understand. And I do. I want the white race to be eradicated. I want white people to die. I want to kill them. Okay. Well, I don't have to sit here and put myself in their shoes and listen to what they're saying. And then I come back to my side and go, well, of course you better listen to them. If anybody knows anything about my show, I always say, shut your mouth and listen to what they say. They tell you what they're going to do. Watch their actions to reaffirm what they said they were going to do, and they do it. And then act accordingly. Nobody listens. Everyone looks at their actions, go, well, they maybe made a mistake. And then there's no action. There's no action to their violent destruction of America and white people. There's a man that I've come across, and I really like him. Jared Taylor, Southern Poverty Law Center. He hates him. Said he's a white supremacist. He's a Christian nationalist. He's a blah, blah, blah. You know what? Anybody that hates, anybody that the Southern Poverty Law Center hates, I'm a huge fan. Like I'm right away. You don't even need to tell me anything about that person. I'm supportive of them. Period. This is brilliant. And this is how I feel. Amen, brother. He's so articulate. You know when you see somebody and you're like, damn, that guy is he's spot on. And he's articulate. And here's something I'm going to show another video of him. I want to put him up on the stage. One of the things that I admire about Jared Taylor is his calmness. I don't have that nailed down because I'm aggressive. But I love his style. I know that's not my style, and it's okay. But this guy's style is so level, and but his words are so biting, and they're so refined. And it's like he uses less words that cause the most massive impact. And I think it's brilliant. I could listen to him all day. Here's another video where he puts this person in her place, and it's good.
This is precisely what I've been describing. The ultimate dispossession of whites. It will come culturally, politically, artistically, musically, demographically. You are describing the very thing that you would probably never permit or never countenance if we were discussing some non-white country. Imagine whites or any other non-Mexican group were pouring into Mexico, more likely to commit crimes, more likely to go on welfare, demanding ballot papers in English. Hold on, let me finish.
I would never argue that Mexico is the same as America. The countries were founded in very different ways. They were created in very different ways with different ideals.
In other words, what you're saying is because America and all white countries are inhabited by white people, dispossession is good for us, but it doesn't work for anybody else.
No,
That's what you're arguing.
I don't see it as dispossession. I see it as an expansion of equality. I see it as an expansion of civil rights and equality on the very ideas on which the country was founded. Because America, as you are talking about it, is a stagnant identity. It is a place in time. But America, in the way that it's always existed, is an ideal. It's progress. It's practice.
The very first citizenship law passed in 1790 by the very first Congress reserved naturalization to free white persons of good character. They wanted a white country. They wanted a white country. They continue to want a white country until 1965. What you're saying is completely revisionist. The idea that America was founded on, it's up for grabs. Come on, come on. That's complete
I've
nonsense.
never said it was up for grabs.
Well,
I have
that's
said that the
implied in what you're
practice,
saying.
the idea of America in terms
No.
of working towards an ideal of equality in which all men are created equal, in which all communities have access to the same resources, the chance for life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, that is the ideal. I know very
No,
well our founding fathers were slave owners.
Yes,
And I know
and
very well that they probably did not imagine that America would be today what it is.
they would have
However,
been appalled by the idea. Furthermore, what you're
and
saying,
yet,
what you're saying is somehow whites were about to choke to death on their own homogeneity when people like yourself kindly arrived from diversity and saved us from ourselves. No, we built a wonderful country that your ancestors could not have been. That is why people like you come here. And the more you come in larger numbers, you will change the country my ancestors built into something else. And it is completely normal for me to wish to oppose that.
Mr. Taylor, I've taken enough of your time.
Okay. All right. We have to go back to, let's go, because this 30 seconds. This 30 seconds is what I call a masterpiece. Let me just play it for there.
Would be today what it is.
They
However,
would have been appalled by the idea. Furthermore, what you're
and
saying
yet,
is somehow whites were about to choke to death on their own homogeneity when people like yourself kindly arrived from diversity and saved us from ourselves. No, we built a wonderful country that your ancestors could not have been. That is why people like you come here. And the more you come in larger numbers, you will change the country my ancestors built into something else. And it is completely normal for me to wish to oppose that.
Perfect. Perfect. Bam. Perfect. Perfect. We built a country and a community and a society and a culture that your third world parents, your third world grandparents, you cave dwellers, you could never accomplish in thousands of years. How do I know that? Because your cultures are thousands of years old and you don't have running water. Today, you don't have a toilet that flushes. You wipe your ass with rocks or your hand. The idea of having a full meal is a extravagance. Many of the places that you people come from don't even have a written language. And what Mr. Taylor is telling to this child of immigrants, we don't want you. We never wanted you. You do not make our country better. And before you all try to say, well, that's a horrible thing to say. Really? Let's go back to the 90 percentile white time in history. As that lovely immigrant said, well, this is just a stagnant idea. What's better? 1970, 65, 70, 75, or now? We have people that are immigrants and illegal immigrants defecating all over our country. Trash everywhere, graffiti everywhere, illegitimate children everywhere, stupidity, violence, degradation. Again, and I say this many times on my show, one of the greatest character flaws of the United States of America and their citizens are the belief that everything we're living in today has always been this way. It has not. We were not a nation of 55% white people. We were a nation over 90% for a very, very, very long time. Now, because of globalization and the global reset, we have flooded our nation with probably 50 to 60 million illegal aliens and their offspring. And now we have a balkanized nation, a nation that is divided by race, ethnicity, language, dialects, different tribes, education, intellectual levels to the point of retardation. And then we have children of immigrants. This woman, do you think she loves America? Well, our founding fathers were slave owners. That's right, sweetheart. And so were all of the other wealthy people in the world. Slavery was the currency of the day, you dumbass. And Mr. Taylor is right. If our founding fathers looked at what we have become, our great cities overrun by Black Americans that are destroying every facet, every piece of fabric of the inner cities, they would be appalled. You know what they would do? They would grab the nearest person, authority, and power and say, how did you allow this to happen? Do you not have any courage? And there would be very righteous questions to ask. Do you have any courage? Do you have any self-respect? Well, no, I don't. George Washington, Hamilton, Adams, Jefferson. I'm sorry, we don't. We allow these people, we bring them in, and we allow them to rape our women, kill our children, take our children's spots in schools, and the white man can't get a job because of DEI. And you don't think that's happening during Joe Biden's time in office. White men, the majority of the workforce, were relegated to the lowest hiring percentage in the S&P 500 companies. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We were segregated, discriminated against. Lawsuits are starting to go now, and they're starting to win them. But we're here in this place called America that doesn't resemble America because the white Christian man bent the knee and was a coward. And there is all of you non-white people that hate white men. I will admit this to you. There is a shame factor amongst white men. Because amongst us, we can't believe what we've allowed to happen to our country. We honestly can't. And we know each other, and we see each other, and we know who are the gutless bastards. But even me, I didn't speak loud enough. And that's how my friends and colleagues and people that I just met or I know of, we feel the same. We didn't yell loud enough. We didn't try harder to stop it. So I throw myself in there in the mix of, you have ownership of this. What if whites just decided to go and steal everything from Black businesses, Hispanics, Asian businesses, and then destroy them? Do you think there would be a problem? Do you think there would be massive law enforcement out to stop that? What if I told you that in all of our big cities, roaming groups of white teenagers just randomly go and assault Black kids and Black adults, and then they run through all the department stores and just destroy them, cause millions of dollars of damage? Do you think there would be a response to that? What if all the white children in schools could not read or write at a not even like you're in 8th grade and you're at 7th grade reading? No, you're in 8th grade and you read like you're in 1st grade. What if all the whites did that? Do you think that there would be a complaint in the schools? What if all the white people started having illegitimate children and having 5, 6, 7, 10 baby mamas? Do you think it would be normalized? You think everybody would go, that's good? What if 1 in 20 now, and dropping rapidly, 1 in 20 white men were murderers, as 1 in 20 Black men are murderers? What if whites consistently, year in and year out, committed 55? Well, the equivalent of Blacks, Blacks are Black men are in the percentage wise, 2 to 3% of our population commit 55% of all the murders. So in contrast, let's just say white men consists of about 35% of our population. 35% of our population commit 95% of the murders. Do you think there would be a problem? Do you? And we would be talking about, wouldn't we? Wouldn't we? About the problems of white men raping, killing, destroying, vandalizing the country. It would be nonstop, and rightfully so. So why can't I talk about what's happening in the black community or the immigrant community that's destroying America? My father and his generation was told toward the end of their lives to shut up, that America's racist and we need to have quotas and DEI and racial quotas and hiring quotas and education quotas. And look what it's done. It's destroyed our nation in one generation. Not two, not three, not four. One generation destroyed America. The baby boomers. They destroyed our country. If we don't want to look at the homegrown murders, rapes, and destruction, well, the white liberal will want to destroy America by importing our murderers. Watch what DHS just put out today.
You know where you are with. You know where you are with. For collapsing, falling, bouncing back and wandering.
This is our why. This is our why for existing. All of those people, not all of them, but a vast majority were what? What were they? Come on. What were they? Let me try to go back. Let me go back. Let me put it up on stage again. Give me a second. There it is. Come on. Look closer. Look closer. Closer. And I could expand that out 1,000 more times and not even scratch the surface. These are all the people that were killed by illegal immigrants. And the vast majority of them killed were white people. The greatest enemy in the United States of America are not the blacks. It's not the immigrants, legal and illegal. It's the traitors in the white community. They just are. They sold us in the name of diversity, equity, inclusion, in the idea, the racist idea that white people are bad, that white people have not created anything, that in fact the United States of America was created by the dumbest, most unskilled people in the world. Again, can we just have a little bit of logic? Just a little tiny bit. If Mexico was filled with the greatest workers with the most ingenuity, do you think that Mexico would continue to be such a shithole? Egypt and the Mediterranean and the greatest minds ever, Africa, the breadbasket of the world, they're starving. You have nations in Africa are starving, and they're coastal nations. Do you think they could build a boat or even just have a log and float out in the ocean on a log with a paddle and maybe fish a little bit? America's great because we were founded by white Christian settlers from Europe. Period. End of discussion. Let's keep going.
not hatred. You know, we can't play that card all the time and bitch about racism every single time. With that being said, and it's important to clarify that because you don't want to be typecast as the angry white man that's trying to gin up. I'm not trying to gin up racial resentment. I'm really not. I'm trying to tell you how white people feel. And I'm trying to tell you the truth. And here's the truth of the matter. White people are just fucking done. We're done with the excuses. We're done with the white guilt. We are done with crybaby, ethnic narcissist black people that cannot handle an adult conversation about race. We're done. We pay up the ass in property taxes not to live near these people. We work hard. We pay our taxes. We go to work. We work our fingers to the bone to create a good quality of life for ourselves and for our families. And it has been ceaselessly sabotaged for decades by these fucking animals. And by that, I don't mean every black person. I mean these predators. I mean these opportunists. I mean these adolescents. Where are the parents? Where's the community now? Where are they? I'm talking about these young adolescent men, black men, that film themselves running over a physics professor on his bike in New Mexico, laughing and kill him. I'm talking about the young black men that break into 20 businesses in Downers Grove overnight and loot the cash registers. I'm talking about the teen takeovers, the gangbangers. We don't want to live near this stuff anymore. And we all know what's going on. We all know who's doing it. We all know what it is. And we're sick and tired of black people not being able to be honest about it, not being able to take any responsibility. It's always someone else's fault. It's always some white person's fault. It's racism. It's poverty. It's the culture. It's the New Deal, the Great Society. It's Lyndon Johnson. It's the Democrats. You know what? No, I think it's you. I think it's just you, not hatred.
I think it's just you. What's he talking about? Like, JJ, can you give me an example of maybe what we're tired about? Sure. I could give you about 7 million examples if you like, but we'll start right here.
Wait for it. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh! Yo! Yo! Oh shit! Oh, what's up? Girl, don't throw that laptop, girl. Oh, shit. She is broke.
Did you understand anything that those Utes were saying? Did you catch any of that? I'm gonna give everyone another secret. And the reason why nothing gets fixed in the black community is 2 reasons. The blacks won't do anything to help themselves, and the whites believe if they can contain it, meaning it cannot spill over into the suburbs, so that our white children do not have to be in that war zone, then let them just kill each other. I've interviewed incredibly smart black leaders in their community, and they say exactly what I just said. As long as it doesn't get into the white neighborhoods, nobody cares. We'll let the savages kill each other. Not my words, their words. And you watch this. And what's powerful to me is we watch this, and there is, to me, a sense of, oh well, they don't have the capacity to learn anyway. We push these kids into colleges, and they fail out by the first semester. None of these kids are destined for anything except projects and a life of misery. Anyone that gets out will be an absolute. Why they celebrate the ones that get out so much and focus on them? Because they're an anomaly. They're an anomaly. Maybe Nick Fuentes was talking about us being tired of this. Maybe, I don't know. You think he's talking about this?
When your kids say they hungry in the store, gotta feed them. You gotta stop and you gotta feed them. Because one thing about me, when I'm hungry, we gonna make sure you eat. You gotta eat. Ain't that right? So when y'all hear y'all kids crying, just stop, take a break, and get them a snack. It's the only way to get them to shut up. That's it. It's simple. Y'all see they quiet as people. They quiet. It's okay to take a break, y'all. It's okay. It's better than listen to y'all kids cry. And to the people that want to see the kids, here they are. Y'all always ask about the kids. Here they are.
You think that we're tired of this? Is this what Nick Fuentes was talking about? Let's change it. That's a white family eating chips off the floor of a grocery store. Why does food cost so much? Well, could it be because they keep stealing all of it? Do you think the grocery stores don't factor in a theft in their margin and they're just going to eat it, right? They're just going to go out of business. Or are they going to put a theft charge on all their products? They may call it something else, but that's what it is. They should just call it an inner city black charge. You're like, well, that's not my grocery store. Well, that's your chain. Do you think the chain is going to take a hit? You think Walmart is going to continue to take a hit when they devour Walmarts like this? Or do you think they're going to pass it off and pass all of the loss onto the white neighborhoods? Well, of course they do. Of course they do. We pay reparations and taxes for these people. And this woman has 4 kids. We don't know what she had outside of this picture with another baby daddy, but we have 4 kids. And when we start talking about this type of world, we have to ask yourself, well, what is the manifestation? What is the manifestation of this type of childhood? What is the manifestation of going to a school where people are having gang violence and girls are pregnant at 13 and 14 and the average test scores are like 3, 5, 7 grade levels below? People that are functionally retarded. Well, what do they look like when they're adults? Well, let's take a look, shall we?
3 countries in Africa.
Everything blessing. Put the mic down there. Everything blessing.
What's your name?
Kia. Keandra. Hi.
What continents are we in? Oh, man.
Why are you looking at me? I think we're in South America. Don't judge me if it's wrong.
Wait, y'all believe her?
No.
Okay, what continent are we in?
I don't know, but we in Africa there. If we ain't in, like, I'm in the USA. That's all that matters.
What continent is Africa in?
South America. What you say? It is South America. Yeah, I think
Africa is in South America.
Yeah, that's
You are a failure. You are a failure.
She ain't dumb.
Y'all think men prefer BBL or natural?
Natural.
Everything blessing.
Let me stop. Put the mic down there.
Everything busting.
Yeah, they like it natural.
Give me 3 countries in Africa.
Kenya, Nigeria. I'm lost. I only got 2. I don't know one was we got booty in them. Djibouti, Africa, some booty. That's the only one I know.
Jamaica. King. Jamaica. Kingston.
Let's go. Let's go.
Kingston.
Whenever I used to sit in front of, have illegal aliens in front of me, and they couldn't write or read, and basically, I don't even know how they know how to breathe, to be quite honest with you. I'd always tell myself, you're not looking at 1 or 2, you're looking at tens of millions. I'm looking at this. They're in a mall, completely inappropriately dressed, can't speak English, thinks Jamaica is in the continent of Africa. And I'm paying for it. There's no way those 3 women are working anywhere, have any skills. And again, I'm looking at 3 people, and I'm in my mind saying there's millions of that in America. Jared Taylor was 100% right when he said our founding fathers would be appalled. Absolutely appalled for a multitude of reasons. But one massive one would be what we've allowed happen to our population. And I have colleagues and friends that are highly successful Black people. They're mortified. Mortified. But nothing gets done, does it? Does anything ever change? Well, the one thing that has changed over time a little bit is that it's not their fault. It's not their fault they're obese. It's not their fault that they wear inappropriate clothing. It's not their fault that they have 5, 6, 10 different baby mamas, baby daddies. It's not their fault that they are at a functional level of retardation. It's not their fault that they live in generational poverty. It's not their fault that they can never rise up out of it. Well, whose fault is it? Well, my God, JJ, how do you not know? It's the white man's fault because you have been given all of the privilege. Of course we have.
I'm so sick and fucking tired of hearing about privilege. Privilege isn't being white, bonehead. Privilege is living in government housing and calling people oppressors while they pay your fucking bills. Get it? I'm done pretending that any of this bullshit makes sense. You want to talk about privilege? You want to talk about real privilege? Real privilege is wearing $200 sneakers when you haven't worked a day in your life. Privilege is walking around with $300 Beats headphones while you're living on fucking food stamps, while you're on public assistance, and it's paid for by people who wake up and grind every day. Privilege is having the latest smartphone with unlimited data and having zero idea where the bill goes because somebody else is always picking up the tab. Privilege is being able to protest every little thing that offends you without worrying about calling in sick to work because you don't have a fucking job. Privilege is being able to cheat, lie, fail over and over again in life and still get bailed out while people who play by the rules get punished. That's privilege. This isn't about race. This isn't about class. This is about accountability. We've got a culture that rewards victimhood and demonizes work ethic and responsibility. Meanwhile, the people holding everything together for the rest of society, they get taxed into the fucking ground.
Yep. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And while we work, while you sit at home and do nothing, while you get to procreate, when you get to do nothing except go to a grocery store and eat the food that we have to ultimately pay for because you steal it. The schools that you destroy, the smart books computers you break, the breakfast, lunch, and after school meals that we have to provide you. We're tired of it. And Nick Fuentes says something that is very, very poignant. We all know what's going on. All the white people know, all the black people know, all the Hispanics know, everyone knows. But nobody wants to talk about it because everyone's afraid to point out the obvious. We all know it. Americans are not stupid. We see it with our own eyes. Why do you think that people don't go down to inner cities? Why do we move into all white neighborhoods? Why do we demand that our schools be functional? Why do we not want busing? Why do blacks that come out of poverty through hard work, determination, perseverance not stay in their community? Are they racist? Or are they just Uncle Toms? I saw this video and I had to play it today because everything's tied together. There's nothing that happens in the world that is an anomaly by itself. Everything's tied together. Part of the destruction of the United States of America, part of the plan is to make us so angry at each other in each group. But one of the ways is to strip away any type of patriotism, any type of nationalism, any type of belief in Christianity and God and allegiance, determination, ownership, responsibility. All of that has to go away. We have to be like that one immigrant that was talking to Mr. Taylor when she says, well, America is an idea. If you understand what they've been talking about, words matter. This is part of their narrative, and we're starting to hear about it more and more and more. America and that stupid Indian Vivek Ramaswamy, he tried to play this card too. America is an idea. America is fluid. It's an idea that it moves and shapes. No, it's not, you jackasses. America is a geographic place that is our home. It's soil with blood soaked in it. This is ours. We own it. You don't get to bastardize what my citizenship is. You don't get to, as an immigrant or a child of an immigrant, to sit here and redefine what America is. You think it's an idea? You think that we're just some way station where you can come in and get what you need and leave? But that's what they believe it is. They believe it's a stupid idea with a bunch of stupid white people that we can go in and steal everything. And guess what? They're not wrong. And the way you do it is you systematically remove God from our schools and our government buildings and our town halls, and you remove any type of allegiance to your country. How do you do that? Well, we can start with removing the Pledge of Allegiance. How does that sound? I think that's a great idea. Why don't we try it?
Remove the Pledge of Allegiance under public hearings. It's section C under Article 5.
I would agree with that as well, actually. I'm glad we don't do any pageantry or rituals before we just dive into business.
Seems, unnecessary.
Okay, the chair calls for a.
I have to stop it there. Again, the greatest threat, the greatest group, the most destructive group to our country are white women. I just had to say that. Here we go.
To remove the Pledge of Allegiance from the agenda. We'll take a roll call vote.
Vice Chair Dick,
Yes.
Commissioner Mayfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Pfeiffer?
No.
Commissioner Jimenez-Torres?
Yes.
Commissioner Bloom?
Yes.
Chairman Carrell?
No. The ayes carry. The Pledge of Allegiance is removed from the agenda.
Can you believe you just witnessed that? That's Virginia. That's Virginia. It's Friday. I about had it. I about had it. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a rough week. It's just been a rough week. I'm just telling you the truth. There's days when I get done prepping for a show and then I get done doing the show and I'm like, I'm done. Is this really worth it? I'll be honest with you. Is it really worth it? And I just can't stop. I just can't stop fighting for what I know is right. I can't stop fighting for our country. I can't stop fighting for the inheritance that I want to give to my son. I can't. I cannot be part of the problem. I cannot be an impotent, gutless, scared white man. I can't. There are times that I wish that I could just be one of those men and just hop and skip through life as if everything's okay. I'm just not built that way. And it is frustrating as hell. It is. It feels like it's here's what it is. I think about this quite a bit. It's that I know change needs to happen, but I know no change will happen because there is no true strong leader that's going to have the courage, the tenacity to make the change. Because the system is so broken, it is so corrupted. The system has been absolutely destroyed from the 17th Amendment, the 19th Amendment, all of the destruction of the founding documents, that what was once considered the greatest marvel in the world is now just worthless. So the system can't fix the system. And I know that there's only two outcomes, and neither are good. And I know this, and I just know it in the depths of my soul, because we can't keep going down this road doing the same damn thing and think that it's still going to be okay, because it's not. And these roads are running parallel to each other. You are either going to continue down this road and we will commit suicide as a nation, and we will just become some third world quasi America, or there's going to be a moment in history where a match is going to be lit and we're going to light the fuse of a revolution. And that revolution is going to change absolutely every single thing that we hold dear. I don't see any other outcome except two, and that frightens me.